This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Welcome to INC Radio Oregon, where our brethren from different parts of Oregon, Washington, California, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming greet you. Come get to know all of our brethren from the Ecclesiastical District of Oregon and explore our activities, experiences, and sceneries. This is Oregon.
Hello and welcome to INC Radio Oregon. Thank you once again for joining us today here on our program today. And we hope that you'll enjoy our topic. And our topic title is Give Your Mind a Break. And we hope that you will enjoy our discussion today during our program. And, feel free to share your insights as well in the live chat. And remember to also let us know where you're coming from, as such as your local congregation or group worship service, and make sure to hashtag it. And with me today is our sister Geraldine. Geraldine, come say hello to our audience today.
Hello everyone. My name is Geraldine Langit from the local congregation of Vancouver and here in the District of Oregon. And I would like to greet my family, my parents who are here at home, and as well as my sisters, my Christina, who's in Texas, sister Adrian, who is, I don't know, she went somewhere, but also my sister Melissa, who's in the Philippines, and to all of my family, as well as to our resident minister, Brother Jake Cruz and his family, and our assistant resident minister, Brother Albertson Macalintal and his family, as well as all the brethren in the local congregation of Vancouver, and everyone who is watching us today.
All right. And I'm glad you're here with me, Geraldine. We have a lot to talk about and share with our audience. And by the way, I didn't get to introduce myself. I am Flo Guillermo, also from the Vancouver here in Washington State. And we're just wanting to just share this topic only because you know, life really gets very, very overwhelming, and um, and then we find ourselves, juggling multiple things. We're juggling our family, our our church duties, our work, and other extracurricular, and sometimes we just feel like, we need to give ourselves a break in our brains a break, that is, to kind of like stop thinking just for a little bit, just to get clarification um, on what we were doing. So today we'll be sharing about the following things: the importance of brain break, what happens when we don't take a brain break, and how do we give our minds a break, and then we'll have some tips to share with you uh, what we want to do to refresh the brain. So you kind of have to put it like, how your computer, Geraldine, like when you need your computer starts acting weird, and so we kind of like, not that we act weird, it's just that there's just so much going on in there and you need to reboot your computer.
Yes,
So
I
it's
can definitely relate
similar.
as
Yeah,
well.
you can relate to that. We all can. So we're wanting to need to do that sometimes, only to like kind of regroup ourselves, regroup our minds. And before we go on and show our live chat question. Just want to send out a big hello to our first honor who was there in our live chat. According to our YouTube engager, our brother Jess Guillermo behind the scenes uh, told us that our first honor was our brother Warren Maneja, the our minister there from Portland, the local congregation of Portland. So he said, "Good day to everyone," and he agrees with us. Uh, yes, let's give our minds a break, but just remember, not too long, right? Just enough for us to regroup ourselves. And so we're gonna go ahead a little bit to our live chat a little bit later. We're gonna greet you folks. So let's get started with our live chat question, which is so our Kuya Tex. Thank you so much. You're right on. Thank you, Kuya Tex, in the behind the scenes as well for helping us today because he got uh, our slides to show and some videos a little later. So we'll be sharing that as well. So our engagement question for all of you there, and we'd like to see some answers in our live chat. So Sister Geraldine will be able to see them and read them for us as well in a little bit. So, what is your favorite break time activity? I'm sure we don't have just one activity. We have several. So, just to get us warm up here, I know it's our temperature here in the District of Oregon is quite still chilly. So let's warm up here. So, what is your favorite break time activity? Geraldine, what's yours?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you first, but you beat me to it. Mine one activity I really like doing when my brain needs when I need a break is I started getting into baking.
Ooh,
And it's really relaxing, you know, just following a recipe from like online, people recommending it, and then trying your dessert after. Oh, perfect way to relax.
yeah, you could, your dessert could be, coupled with a warm cup of coffee. So that's a great break time, or your a warm cup of cocoa to with marshmallows maybe. And just just take a break. I think that's a perfect break time activity. For me, for work, Geraldine, we are entitled to taking breaks. And so, what I do on my 15-minute break, if there's nothing pressing to do, I just gonna have to take a walk around my living room sometimes, or take a breather outside and just breathe fresh air. We have nice, fresh, cool weather here, so take a break and walk around a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
well, actually, Sister Jillian kind of mentioned the same thing. She said my favorite break activity is going outside, especially since it's starting to get really sunny now. Yes, agree, agree. It's getting really warm now, and it's really good because it's not super hot, but it's not super warm either. So it's a perfect time to be outside. And then we also have from Sister Rachel Samia said my favorite break time activity is to spend time with family and baking. It relaxes my mind. And then another thing from Arnie Jane saying I like to get a massage, phone off and just relaxing. It's a really good one.
oh, that's a good one. I think I'll do that soon after we get done with all the busyness that we've had. I know we'll be busy a lot, but maybe in between our downtimes, a massage. And I love that too, Arnie, that you said turn off that phone, right? Okay. Um, I noticed there, Brother Roel Katabai, he said, let's go fishing, po. I, that's actually a relaxing one. go fishing. Just sit out there and put the fishing line out there. Maybe he could take us go fishing someday, and that's a nice one to take a break. Okay, thank you for that. And if we have any more, we'll read that as well. If you see them, Geraldine, uh, y- feel free to just mention that. Okay, so both of us, we have many times we face challenging moments, right? So, what are your positive um, responses when things become very challenging and there are times we don't know what to do?
Right. Yes, I agree. For me, I guess one thing that I do is that I acknowledge the the difficulty or the challenge, instead of kind of like running away from it. You acknowledge that, okay, this is challenging for me. I need to do something to make it work. Maybe I don't even need to work on it right now or face it on right now. Maybe I can, take a nap or go for a walk, read a book or something. And then once my kind of like what we're talking about, flow, once our brains have been relaxed, then we can go back to it and face it head on. And another thing is thinking that all challenges, if we're being challenged, that means there's something that we can learn from it. Like it's the challenge is something that for example, like for me for school, if a lesson or a concept is super easy, kind of like for me, oh, it's easy, like I already got it, I know what to do with that. But then if it's challenging for me, I put a lot more effort than I would if it's not a challenging concept for me. So challenge is not always a bad thing, and we just really need to find a way to kind of resolve it.
Yeah, I think for challenge for we cannot run away from challenges. It's gonna come in one form or another. It could be easier to this time, or it could be harder next time. When I look at them, and I love what you said, Geraldine, where you said acknowledge that challenge. So you can by acknowledging you could say like, okay, I know this is hard right now. I don't really know what to do. Um, but if you take the time to pause and take a break and think, later on, just take a break and just, maybe you need to close your eyes and see some kind of vision, how you're going to go about it. That's one way to uh, respond to something like that. um, I have to say also that it gives you a chance to pray and ask God for help. um, we're faced with them all the time. This God gives us the opportunities to make our faith stronger. And one thing that also what we can do is tell yourself, okay, we need to be patient with ourselves. We need to be patient with the things around us. So I would respond in that way, because when we do, and we're taught that way as members of the Church of Christ too, we're taught that way to know how to respond to these challenges. Um, and are you seeing any more that sharing their thoughts with us,
Yeah,
Geraldine?
I do. From brother or from Sister Rowena Katabay, answering our question earlier, she said a good mani pedi is a good break once in a while. That's really
Yeah,
good.
that is
um,
relaxing. Somebody's doing something for you.
Yes, doing something for yourself. And then from brother Romel Arlo saying favorite break time activities are go for a walk and read a good book. And then from Sister Jillian, another thing that she does is she makes matcha lattes when she needs a break. Oh, me too. I love matcha. And then from Sister Rachel Cruz saying a quick disconnect is staring at nothing for me, po. Yes, so even if you don't even need to do anything, right, po? You can just be out there, like outside your house, just staring like up in the sky, seeing all the trees and everything. That's a really good way to by taking breaks. And then another thing from Brother Just Guillermo saying, or stare at the insides of my eyelids. God, Rachel Cruz.
Yeah.
I think
So
that
that
means
means
sleeping.
closing your eyes.
And then another thing saying, Sister Jillian Pimentel agreed, saying, so true, Sister Geraldine. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. And that's a really good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, be embrace the challenge,
Yeah.
because then you will become a better person as well once you overcome that challenge.
Yeah. So speaking of challenges in different ways, and we talked about like how do we respond to them. There are times when you gotta we think like people that we need to turn to, or people who we can turn to. So were there people you turned to for help, Geraldine?
Yes. So I have my family, my parents, and I have three older sisters, which is, like I have my sister, yeah, my sisters who I can turn to, who have gone the same things that I'm going through right now, some of them. And I also have my friends from church, who I can also open up to, rant about the things that I'm going through, and they're there to give solutions, especially if it's something that they've experienced in the past. But most especially, as member of the Church of Christ, as all of us as members of the Church of Christ, the first thing that we do is ask God for help. So before we even go to our family, before we even cry to our friends, our sisters, the first thing we do is, attend the worship service. We cry to God and tell Him everything that we're going through, and ask Him to help us and to give us solutions to the things that we are going through. How about you, Flo? Are there people in your life who you turn to? And
True indeed. We have, you create your support group, right? And you turn to them for help. However, before you do that and seek help, you take a break and you got to think, okay, who's the best person that you can speak to? You have your support group. They're wonderful. And it's important to have them. Don't get me wrong. It's important to have them as well. However, prayer, and we ask God to help us. When we pray and ask God to show us the ones that we can talk to, or put them in our path, uh, and use them to be the instruments to get answers. And so that's what I would go to. I pray because there are times when I don't know all the answers. And that's when it's a perfect little time to, like I said, we give our minds a break and then we pray and ask God.
yes, I agree. And sometimes, like when like what we're saying, like we have the best support group as well. But sometimes even them, they don't know the answer to
Hmm.
our personal problems, and so the best way to do it is to pray to our Almighty God and ask Him for help.
Yeah. I just wanted to also share before we move on to some of the things that we can share as well to our audience who's listening to us. Sister Rachel Samia says, when having a difficult time, I step back and breathe. It will clear my mind. So one step at a time helps a lot. And yeah, sometimes you need to just stop in your tracks and step back and like you said, we said earlier, we're gonna acknowledge what's going on. Step back and just maybe you just need to close your eyes, and then you got to see the bigger picture and breathe. Breathe. I think we forget to breathe. So everybody take a deep breath, and that will help as well. So yeah, Sister Rachel, she said she has her nightly quiet time. I want to say quiet time, say giving thanks to God, um, asking for peace of mind, and leaving everything to God. What a perfect way to do that, by giving yourselves a break, your minds a break, and giving it all to God at the end of the day. So anything else? I'm seeing great ones, um, talking into our discussion today, Geraldine.
Yes, from Brother Benny Castillo saying, for me to give my mind a break is to remember who I am. I am just waiting to be picked up. Whatever happens around me is just details, but don't change who I am. It's a really good. That's a really inspirational one, Brother Benny. So thank
That.
you for that. And
Mhm.
then from Sister Melissa Balan saying, my favorite break time activity is taking a short nap, allowing my mind to detach from the things around us. And that's also a good one, kind of like what we mentioned earlier, just a couple minutes or 15-30 minute nap allows us to just not think about anything. We're just sleeping. And then when we wake up, we feel recharged and are
Yeah.
ready again to face whatever we're going through.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to just greet some of our audience there listening in to us, and just wanting to say hello to them. And we're grateful that you are here with us, spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. And I'd like to say hello to Brother Alan Dasmariñas from Portland. Um, Also, hello to Brother Albertson Makalintal. Good afternoon po, and to your family, Sister Danielle, Sister Maria Dasmariñas. Happy Saturday and happy viewing. She's from uh, Portland, Portland here in Oregon. Sister Marietta Miller from Medford Group Worship Service. Christian Dasmariñas as well from Portland. We have a lot of Portland supporting us today. Thank you. Um, Brother RX Estrada, Arman Kagingin from Beaverton. Hello po. Sister Rachel. Of course, we have one from Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, Arnie. She's joining us. Thank you for joining us. Caruena Katabay. We also have Brother Mario Oka there in the Philippines from the local congregation of Brixtonville, district of Caloocan North. Um, let's see who else joining us. Hi, Sister Kristen Padastao from Hillsboro. Brother Yuri from Beaverton. Let's see. Rowena Bonal. Good, very good early morning there in the Philippines. She's coming to us from the district of La Union there in the Philippines. Thank you for Sister Claire Cruz. Who else is here with us? Let's see, Brother June Pimentel as well, joining us from Rosberg. Sister Hera Brennan from Eugene Group Worship Service. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. All right. And also Brother DJ Angeles from Hillsboro. I saw him this morning in our worship service. Um, Thank you so much for joining us as well. So let's go and touch on some of the things that we want to share about giving our minds a break. What's our first one, sister?
Yeah, so our first one is the importance of giving our brains a break. So we talked about how we take a break, what's the favorite activities that we do, but why is it important to give our brains a break? But according to research, downtime is good for our brain health. What does having downtime do to you? It allows us to have good mood, which allows us to perform better and increases our ability to concentrate and pay attention. So if our brains are full of the things that we're thinking about, even or may it be for school, for work, or just for like at home, then I think it may cause us to have like lack of energy or lack of motivation to do what we should be doing. So that's why having a break for our brains is very important, so we can do more than what we should be doing. What are the second ones?
Yeah. I want to just go touch back on what you just said. Why we, why, why it's important to uh, give brain breaks, because when it gets a little bit too much, we become, burnt out, or sometimes when the anxiety level is really high, we don't know how to respond to them. So we become, more tired, or sometimes even sad or depressed because we don't know how to cope. So every so often, giving ourselves a break, prioritizing the self care that we should also do for ourselves as well. That's important. So, how do we even give our minds a break? Because if we say, if I stop, things might not get done. We might forget something. Even more so, we need to give our minds a break. So, but how? Uh, let's give let's take some rest. Maybe even a 15-minute power nap. Have you done power naps, Geraldine?
A lot of times.
A
So
lot of Yeah, 15, 20 minutes power naps. Those are important. Um, let's see what else. There, you can also make sure to eat a balanced diet, staying hydrated. I learned that when you don't eat properly and all you're eating is snacks and snacks, that's sometimes not good for your body, and you don't give enough fuel for yourself. Um, One other thing is for us is, I know we mentioned quiet time and mindfulness, and even Arnie mentioned taking a massage and turning off the phones. We can say, oh, let's take a break from social media. You can just put away the phone and put it away, put it on the side maybe, but to completely take a break from social media, because you see so much going on. People are doing this, people are doing that. uh, pe- Sometimes you feel like people are telling you what to do when you're reading. So turning off the phone completely, even like power naps, 15 minutes is is and do the same for your phone. Give your phone a power nap too, so that way you can give them, they can reboot a little bit, for us, because sometimes it kind of does that too. So those are one of the things, or some of the things. Also, schedule a consistent and well prepared devotional prayer. Those are times when you can do that for yourself, if you by giving yourself your minds a break, is having devotional prayers, even uh, uh, like a time that you set yourself to to speak to God and tell him what's going on. You can tell him everything, right? um what else can we do to refresh our minds, Geraldine? What are the tips?
yeah, so like we kind of said that our brains are also our brain is a muscle that needs some exercise as well. So let's all be active, and by going to the gym or just walking around the block. Or if you have a dog, our dogs like to go outside, so let's go take them outside, by walking around our neighborhood or doing like easy exercises at home. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to sweat a lot where you're like you can just be watching a dance video on your TV and you're following it. That's already a good way to do exercise. And kind of like what you were mentioning, I just want to add to when you said social media break. I know some people are doing social media detox. So it could be like a week of on social media or like having social media, or and then the week after is no social media at all. I mean, you still have your phone, you can still see if someone like messaged you, someone's calling you, but social media is not connected to that. So we can always just delete that social media, so we don't for at least for a week we don't get stressed out about the things that are going on around us. But sometimes it's kind of hard because we think, oh, we might be like missing out on things. What if like there's some news that I don't know what's going on. But trust me, you're not missing out if it's just a week of not having social media. And then another thing is treat yourself by having your favorite dessert, even by yourself or like with your family, if you have children, with your kids. And kind of like what we mentioned, sister, who was it? One of our brethren said to just do nothing. Sometimes doing nothing is really good for ourselves, and that's a way for us to take a break. And another thing that I really like is journaling or brain unloading is a really
Mm.
good one, because sometimes when things are too much, we don't even know how to tell other people, or sometimes we're too shy to tell our like family, our friends. And so having that notebook where you can write anything, everything, and then you can hide it if you don't want anyone to see it. At least things are not in your brain anymore. Like they're on a piece of paper where they're just there. If you want to go back and see how far you've come, then you can always go back to your notebook and read and be proud of yourself that you were able to overcome what you were going through that specific time of your life. And then lastly, one more thing is having our Christian family hour. That's a really important one, because we get to have time with our family. We get to talk to our family and be closer to them, but at the same time, we're getting reminded of the commandments of our Almighty God and the things that we can do and we need to do. So we're able to. It's like the solution that our Almighty God would give us if we have, by reading that message from the church administration.
Very, very good points. I wanted to mention that when we said take a break from our social media or our messaging, just know that we're not ignoring your messages. There are times you just need to just, lay low a little bit, and 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 then we'll go back to it because the notifications will always be there. Sister, what is this? Jillian said, I like to use the do not disturb function um, on my phone so I don't get unnecessary notifications when I need a break. And yeah, and it's okay to do a do not disturb only for that moment in time when you need that break and just not think about other things, because when you get messages it's like, oh, it's something that you need to do or something needs to be addressed. So please don't get it wrong where we're ignoring. We'll get back to you, right? We'll get back to you. Brother Jess said, one way I clear my mind is to take advantage of the few minutes before worship service begins and do some quiet time and bring my worries to God. So good one. So yeah. All right. So I just wanted to also mention that you have like a notebook to write down everything. Sometimes you hear terms like I like to brain unload. Some people say it in a different way, but just it's a notebook that has everything, like you said, it's written down. So then later on you can go back and say, oh, what was that I was thinking about? So we got some really great tips about giving your mind a break. Thank you, Geraldine, for also sharing your thoughts, your insights, and being with me here on these wonderful ideas that we need to do, because it's okay, just letting you know, it's okay to give your mind a break. Then you go back to what you need to do, so that way there's some clarity. You need to regroup. So great one. So taking brain breaks in moderation is good, especially when life becomes challenging. The tips we've given today are just suggestions. Once we have taken our brain breaks, we are inspired, refreshed, and ready to accomplish our daily goals. So remember to pray to God for help. All right, we're moving on to our next part of our show. And we'd like to just show what's coming up on our past activities. So please show our banner. Okay. All right, they're probably getting ready. Our past activities highlights. First, we'd like to play the video on district esports that we had last week. And let's play that video po.
The Kadiwa and Binhi members in the District of Oregon were gathered at the Portland Function Hall for a District E-Games activity on February 23rd, 2025. This friendly competition not only brought joy to the young brethren, but most especially strengthened their faith and the bonds of the brotherhood. Sister Jillian Pimentel, the District Kadiwa President, said that the activity had such a great turnout and all of the participants had a lot of fun and expressed their thankfulness for this kind of activity. This social with video games activity was truly what the Kadiwa and Binhi members needed, and it was truly heartwarming.
All right. Thank you, Kuya. Thanks for playing that. Thank you, Geraldine, for putting that together. I can see that you all had fun.
It
And
was really
yeah,
fun.
they want to have more of those kind of activities. So let's hopefully we'll get more of that. It's we have a lot of time in this year, so let's have that. All right. So the next activity comes from the local congregation of Beaverton. They had a CFO baking and cooking activity. Let's watch this.
The local congregation of Beaverton held a Christian family organization baking and cooking activity. This activity taught the brethren and the guests how to bake and cook simple recipes. Brother John Villanueva led a live demonstration of cinnamon roll baking. The brethren also shared their favorite dishes, such as stir-fried vegetables, fried fish, and pancit palabok. During this activity, the brethren socialized and strengthened the bond of brotherhood. The brethren are grateful to the church administration for approving this Christian family organization's activity.
All right. That's just some of our activities that we've had so far. We hope to see more activities in the different local congregation and group worship service. And please share um, your photos and videos with us here on INC Radio so we could feature them like this during our broadcast. Share Sharing our activities, our Christian family organization activities are important and to have and also to share with our brethren to see what's going on around our district. All right, just want to say hello to Brother Rod Reyes there. He is in the local congregation of Portland. And hello to you, Paul. And then, of course, wanting to say hello to Brother Joel Rivera there, who is saying hello to I haven't. It's a longtime friend from INC Radio. So hello, hello, and I hope you're well. All right. Just wanted to say some special acknowledgments to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, as well as our brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo, our CFO coordinator, CEBSI CEO, and president. Thank you so much, Paul, for allowing us to have our platforms like this to have activities to help us also in everything that we do here in our district as well as around the world, and allowing us to be able to share our faith through INC Radio. Also, thank you so much to our brother Wally Tarai, our INC radio station manager. Thank you so much for always assisting us here on INC Radio. Also, thank you to our Kuya techs behind the scenes, to our technicians who work so hard. I know it's very early there in the morning in the Philippines. Thank you so much for your help today. And also, thank you to everyone that's joining us on INC Radio Oregon every week, and sending out a special hello to Brother Moises Kadusale, our district minister, and Brother Gino Ramilo, our assistant district minister. Thank you so much, for, as well as to all of you joining us in our live chat. Please remember to share this broadcast with your friends and family. They could get some tips from us on our topic today. Hopefully, it will help all of us. Join us again next week on another episode of INC Radio Oregon. And make sure to subscribe to INC Radio DZM 954 on the YouTube channel. And take care of each other this weekend. Enjoy the sunny weather we've been having lately. Go take a walk, take a breather, and take care, everyone, from INC Radio Oregon.